I'm Miss Van Loan, and in this video, we're going to complete Module 1, Lesson 7, Independent Practice. Remember, I recommend using your math notebook and using your paper the normal way, which is called portrait. Please use a pencil, either number 2 or mechanical, and have an eraser handy. For the purposes of this video, I will be using a blank sheet of white paper, and it will be in the landscape orientation. That is because it works better for the video camera. I'm also going to be using pen because it shows up better on camera. All right, let's get started. M1, Module 1, Lesson 7, Independent Practice. And make sure to put your name. Okay, number 1. Rewrite using the distributive property. -7, parentheses, x plus 6, close parentheses. Remember, this is like saying we have a negative of 7 sets of x plus 6. So we'll have x plus 6, x plus 6, x plus 6, x plus 6, right? 7 times. And then in this lesson, lesson 7, we learned that there's a shortcut where we actually distribute that 7 to the x and the 7 to the 6 and multiply, and that will give us the same answer as if we wrote x plus 6 7 times and then added everything up. So it's like a shortcut. So we'll do -7 times the x plus -7 times the 6. So -7 times x is -7x. -7 times positive 6 is -42. And then we can make this just negative, because if we add a negative, it's the same as just subtracting. So -7x minus 42. And that is our answer. Number 2, rewrite using the distributive property. 3, parentheses, x minus 8. So we have 3 sets of x minus 8. That means when we distribute, we're going to have 3 x's and 3 sets of -8. In other words, we multiply. So 3 times x plus 3 times -8. So this we can simplify to just 3x plus 3 times -8 is -24. And just like on the last one, we can just simplify this to be 3x minus 24. And then put a box around the answer. Number 3, rewrite using the distributive property. 7, parentheses, 5 minus x, or 7 sets of 5 minus x. We'll distribute 7 times 5 plus 7 times -x. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 7 times -x is -7x. And again, we can just kind of distribute that. 35 minus 7x. And it's actually proper when you're writing polynomials, which is what this is. This expression here is the very, very beginning stages of learning what polynomials are. Poly means many, nomials means different sets of numbers. When you're writing polynomials, you're going to put the x's in front of the regular numbers. So we're going to switch this around. We'll say -7x plus 35 because that one's positive. And both of these are correct. I think actually in your answer key, you're going to see this one. So we'll go ahead and put a box around this one since that's what's in the answer key. But just know when you get to higher levels of math, when you get to algebra, you're going to have x squareds and then x's and then numbers by themselves. All right, let's go to number 4. Rewrite using the distributive property. -8 parentheses 4x minus 9. So we'll do -8 times this first number, 4x, plus -8 times the second number, -9. And I'm putting these parentheses around the negatives so that I remember that that number is negative, and I know to figure that out when I do the multiplication. 8 times 4 is 32, and then there's a negative and an x. So -32x plus 8 times 9. Do you remember that trick where we wrote 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 1 times 2 times 3, all the way up. So 8 times 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is 72. 72. And then the negative times a negative makes this positive. So if we're adding positive, we're just going to add 72. So let's rewrite this, -32x plus 72. All right, number 5. Rewrite using the distributive property. 3 sets of 7x's minus 8. Let's distribute. 3 times 7x plus 3 times -8. 3 times 7 is 21. There's an x there, so we have 21 x's, plus 3 times -8 is -24. So now we have to deal with this negative here. We're just going to say 21x minus 24. All right, number 6. The distributive property is A, the process of multiplying the number on the outside of the parentheses by the second term inside. B, the process of multiplying the number outside the parentheses by the first term inside. Or C, the process of multiplying the number on the outside by each term on the inside. So let's go ahead and write this. The distributive, I'm just going to put dist property, I'm going to put prop, is A, where you multiply outside outside number, multiply outside number by second term inside parentheses. So that would be like A, B plus C. That would be like saying A times C. B. And I'm just kind of shortening what it says on the paper, and you are totally allowed to do that. We're going to shorten it so we don't have to write as much. Multiplying outside number by first term inside parentheses. And so this would be like multiplying the A times just the B. Well, we already know that's not correct, so let's put down a third one. Multiplying outside. Oh, I totally wrote that funny. Outside. Does that ever happen to you? Happens to me all the time. Multiply outside number by both terms inside parentheses. A, B plus C, and we multiply it to both. That one is the correct one. All right, let's turn my paper over and do number 7. You might still have room on the front of your paper if you're, holding it the other way. Number 7. -7 parentheses 12 minus 2 is equivalent to, so is equivalent to is kind of like equals. And then we've got some choices here. You know what, I'm going to leave room to solve it, and then I'm going to put these other options over here. A, -7 times 12 minus -7 times, 2. B, -84 minus -14. C, -84 plus 14. A, B, C, D, -70. Or E, all of the above. So now let's solve this over here and we'll see what this looks like. So -7 times 12 plus -7 times -2. Okay, -7 times 12. So I'm going to do this using a square, a generic square, a generic rectangle. So I'm going to have -7 on one side. I'm going to have 10 for the 10 in the tens place, the 1 in the tens place, and then 2 for the ones place. And when I solve something like this, I usually do this in my head, but I'm going to draw it out for you so you can see what's going on in my head. Do you ever wonder what's going on in someone's head? So -7 times 10 would be -70. And then -7 times 2 would be -14. And again, I can really easily do both of those in my head. And then I can easily put them together. -70 and -14 is -84 when we add them back together. So that's what -7 times 12 is. It's -84. All right, -7 times -2 is positive. A negative times a negative is a positive. So this would be positive 14. And then when we put those together, 4 and 4 in the ones place. Oh, nope, we've got to subtract here because 84 is larger. Hey, we're going opposite of this. We added 70 and 14 to get 84. We're going to subtract 14 from 84. Well, that's going to give us 70. 4 minus 4 is 0 in the ones place. 8 minus 1 is a 7 in the ones place. The bigger one minus the smaller one. Here, I'll put it over here. 84 minus 14. 4 minus 4 is 0. 8 minus 1 is 7. And then since 84 is bigger, that's why it went on top, and it's negative, so then our answer is negative. So when we solve this, that's what we get. So let's see. These look kind of like the steps here. So -70, -70, that works. -84 and positive 14, that works. 7 times 12, that's up here, -7 times 12. A -7 and a -2, that's really close, except we just moved the negative over here. But it's still a negative of negative times 2. So we're still going to wind up with the correct thing. We multiplied the negative times a negative already to get positive 14. They just did it a slightly different way, which is okay. Negative times negative would give us positive 14. So these are all going to be equivalent to that. It's just different ways of looking at the same numbers. This is E, all of the above. All right, I hope all of that made sense. This problem had a whole lot of stuff packed into it. That's a good problem. Okay, number 8. -5 times -12 plus 1 in parentheses is equivalent to, we've got another one of these. So A, negative 5, negative 12 plus 1, B, 60 plus negative 5, C, negative 60 plus 5, D, 65, E, all of the above. All right, let's solve it. Negative 5 times negative 12 plus negative 5 times 1. Negative 5 times 12. If you have not yet memorized that that is 60, that's okay, but this is definitely a good one to memorize. We can use our generic rectangle again. So let me scooch this over a little bit. If I have 5, and I'm going to multiply it by 10 for the tens place, because there's a 1 in the tens place, and 2 in the ones place, 5 times 10 is 50, and both of these are negative, so our answer is going to be positive. And then 5 times 2 is 10, and I add them up, I get 60. So, and then negative times negative is positive, so this is positive 60, and then plus negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, so then we're going to say 60 minus 5, and 60 minus 5 is 55. So that's not correct. It's not D, because that says 65. Negative 60 and positive 5, no, the 60 was never positive. Never, I mean, sorry, the 60 is positive. The 60 was never negative. Never was. 60 is positive and plus a negative 5? Yes, this is correct. Negative 5 times negative 12, we've got that. Plus 1, this person forgot to multiply by the negative 5. So that's not correct. So B is our only correct answer for number 8. All right, let's move on to number 9. 2 times B plus 1 is equivalent to A, B plus 2, B, 2B plus 1, C, 2B minus 2, or D, 2B plus 2. So we got to see which one it is equivalent to. So let's go ahead and distribute 2 times B plus 2 times 1. 2 times B is 2B, 2 times 1 is 2. 2B plus 2. So that's not it. That's not it. Where did they get a negative? That's not it. It's going to be this last one. 2B plus 2. Do you think I can squeeze number 10 on here? Number 10 is the last one. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get a new sheet of paper. I think I can do it right here. If you do that on your work where you have to kind of squeeze it in and it's not really obvious where you're putting it, do something like that where you draw the lines so it's easy to see where your next answer, your next question is. All right, number 10. 6 times the parentheses 6x plus 5 is equivalent to A, 36x plus 5, B, 36x plus 30, C, 36x minus 30, or D, 12x plus 11. That's kind of funny. They're all so different. Okay, so let's go ahead and distribute. So we have 6 times 6x plus 6 times 5. 6 times 6 is 36x plus 6 times 5 is 30. And then that's it. There's no more steps. So this is, nope, not that one. Looks like they forgot to multiply by the 6 on the outside here. 36 plus 30. Yep, that would be it. This one, no, I don't know where they got that negative from. And 12x plus 11, it looks like they added instead of multiplied. Look, 6 plus 6 is 12, and 6 plus 5 is 11. So somebody added instead of multiplying. And that's it. We just finished Module 1, Lesson 7, Independent Practice. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.